In this video, we're going to consider what else we need to do beyond the vehicles in order to electrify our fleet.
The vehicle's part one of the journey, really, I would suggest. It's all about being able to charge them correctly, being able to make sure you select the right power in the area that you're going to charge them. Again, we can use the Geotab platform to look at some of that, so understand dwell times in depots, dwell times in different locations, to select the best place to put the charging infrastructure, and also to understand what power there is in the depots. So can they put 7 kilowatt, 22 kilowatt, or could they even go to DC 50 kilowatt chargers if they've got the amount of power that's required to do that?
Well, we have an ecosystem of partners that we've built over the last 5 years, and these companies are at the top of their game. So when it comes to energy provision on site, we do a site survey to understand the available power on that site today, and then we ourselves and our partners will come up with a plan on how you can run electric vehicles from that site using alternative sources of energy, whether that be solar, battery storage, or an energy grid upgrade also.
So how many chargers have you got?
There are 5 chargers outside.
And how many electric vehicles have you got?
At the moment, there's 5.
Right, okay, so 5 and 5. How can LEVL help you with that part of it? Because that's one of the areas that, you know, going forward, if you add more and more electric vehicles to your fleet, it's going to be a challenge, right?
It is a challenge because most locations don't have enough power coming into the building to be able to add more chargers, which is the challenge that we face currently.
And that's where you're at here. So
it is, yes.
You've got 5 electric vehicles, you've got 5 chargers, you can charge them overnight, but you couldn't add any more?
Not without the lights turning off.
So with this challenge of charging, how are you going to be able to get more power to be able to transition the rest of your fleet?
Well, there are different options. We're going to go back to LEVL Telematics, who have got some interesting solutions.
Right, I'm guessing that will be around maybe utilising solar on the roof and combining that with battery storage. I think that's certainly one of the things.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, because it gives us control over what we're doing rather than having it out of our own control, right?
Well, and control is everything. We need that.
Yeah.
When we have our fleet fully installed, we have our feet firmly on the ground by way of data. The conversations will then very quickly turn to how we can support infrastructure locally at site level, how we support that kind of nomadic nature of our business, and we bring it with us from site to site. And they're all things that we've already begun dialogue with the guys at LEVL to understand and try and bring to a reality. There is also the need to start looking at our employees' home locations and how we can support the business through fitting charging points at home locations where the situation affords itself.
So we're here in Camberley with Milk & More, one of LEVL's early adopter customers. And for these guys, it's no longer about can we make the transition to electric, but much more about how do we operate electric and how do we scale electric. For Milk & More, with their mass adoption of electric vehicles, it's very much about how do we manage the power, how do we manage the charging each and every day of all of the vehicles. So the critical thing for the guys at Milk & More is the energy in the vehicles? Are the vehicles actually on charge? Because God forbid we couldn't have Mrs. Miggins without her milk for her Rice Krispies.